Chapter 16. The Basilica. The final chapter. This is the end. The end of eternity? Yes, I would say that. All that's left to do is go and kill Rowan. And as we've seen in the last chapter, he's kind of made his peace with that. He's made his peace with the fact that the main characters are going to kill him. Which is ridiculous because he is the leader of humanity. There's got to be at least 1 billion people or so in Basel, and yet these three are just gonna go march in there and kill him. Up until this point in the game, they have the three main characters have been mercenaries doing odd jobs, including murder. But since the last chapter, there's like a switch that's been flipped. And now there's suddenly invincible, unstoppable killing machines, angels of death that exist to dispense out justice. And that has been true, of course, in the gameplay. But in terms of story, you'd think he would be able to do a bit more to stop his inevitable demise. But, well, he's not. Overall, I do like Rowan as a character. I've complained about the characters in the game, obviously, but the idea of the villain being, this depressed, angry guy that is just single-mindedly focused on doing these truly heinous, like unforgivable things in pursuit of trying to create a utopia, that's a decent character. It's too bad that, of course, the culmination of that was him showing up for no reason at the same time as the main characters at Sullivan's estate, shooting Sullivan dead, again, really for no reason, and by extension also killing Leanne because of the whole dead man switch thing, even though, no, that's not actually what happened, but that was effectively what happened in the story. And now he's just like, well, I guess the main characters are gonna kill me. Now, to be fair, I deserve it. Like, yeah. Whatever, he's still better than distressingly perverted man, way too edgy man. Oh, they need to tone that down a bit. And dispenser of anime face slaps. I guess Leanne also cries a lot.
What do you want?
I smelled something stirring on the wind. I found it hard to resist.
You've always had a way with words.
It's the smell of battle.
Yes, and who here hasn't fought his share of hopeless battles? Not very sporting of you to leave us out of this one, now is it, Rowan?
You are our general. We wouldn't abandon you in your hour of need.
Of course not. You weren't the only one who took a vow before the prelate, you know. Should anything befall her, we swore to stand at your side, and so we shall.
Our troops spread before us like the sea. We need only await the coming of the storm.
Forgive me. This was not your fight.
No, you can't stand up to the main characters. They're invincible, unstoppable killing machines, as we know. Okay, so, as you can see, one big dungeon. Sort of a straight shot, but I do need to go over to the left and right to activate switches. And, yeah, I do not have on, like, the outfits and everything that I got back in the Neverland, because, well, you have to beat the first two bosses, which are, of course, Garigliano and Anturian. And that... after I beat up Anturian, I will go back and load up that save file, and I will just just clown on Rowan. He is not going to stand a chance. Although I'm not quite sure what happens after that. I do know Rowan is a fight, but I still have very particularly made sure that I haven't seen anything past that, since I want whatever the great ending of this game to be a surprise to me. All right. I think I can actually just run by these guys, really. I think we are currently looking at a point in time that I'm not... This is not... We're thankfully not doing the same rules as Neverland, where I have to, you know, beat every single fight to advance here. And also, real quick, speaking of the Neverland episode, okay, I did turn down the sound effect volume a little bit, so hopefully I won't have to lower the volume too much. You know, I won't have to lower the volume of the game this time in post. Okay, I do have to beat these guys, though. Venomous Fog, Cathedral Striker. Okay, well, you can probably guess Venomous Fog does poison attacks, which is pretty annoying. In fact, it would probably be worthwhile to equip up some equipment that would give me some sort of protection against poison, but whatever. Even at, I think I'm only like level 80 right now. Yeah, you can see on the bottom right. It's like, I'm still doing just fine. At least for now. I also, of course, do on the bottom, you can see fire damage ×2 and charge speed ×2, making that even, making myself, you know, that much more powerful at this point in the game, too. All right, that should do for that, and then kind of just take them out. And I do believe the next area is Garigliano, so let's see, because, you know, we haven't killed enough Cardinals in this playthrough. Including one guy that should have already been dead. 2 guys that should have already been dead.
Such a vulgar weapon for the Angel of Love. It does not suit one so divine.
I'm Leanne. That's all.
And I am Cardinal Garigliano. Oh, I'm impressed. You've developed since I last saw you. The fat melts away, leaving sculpted muscle in its place.
Huh? You mean me?
That's not a nice thing to say to a girl.
So taut and toned. You see it, don't you? She's cast aside the gentle trappings of womanhood for the harsh steel of the battlefield.
I'm as much a woman as I've ever been.
Christ, this game. Anyway, I didn't have the sound on last time that I was doing this, so I never heard that line. Okay. Oh, I'm glad this game is about over. Well, anyway, if you saw the... if you... Jesus, I'm still reeling from that. If you saw the Neverland episode, well, as it turns out, for whatever reason, every one of the Cardinals kind of works the same way. They all have that super huge armor around them, and then they just have a billion health. However, I set it up, you know, with like the charge speed ×2 comboed with, of course, lighting enemies on fire, if I can get it. And they are also flanked by some pretty powerful enemies here. Not ones that should be too bad. Are you kidding me? Come on. Well, nobody's... Oh, no, Zephyr is, in fact. Come on, light him on fire. That's all I ask. I literally set it up to get the whole fire thing going on here, specifically to try... Whatever. Look, it's going to be most effective to try and just shoot him directly and leave it at that. See if I can also get down his armor instantaneously. Well, hey, think of it like this. If I was going in here with the full-on Neverland stuff, we wouldn't actually be able to see any of the attacks. And so far, we're not actually seeing any of the attacks, but that should be changing soon. I can only hope. All right. Even anti-damage over on Leanne would be a good idea. But first, no, not the 100% Bigfoot milk soft serve. That is not what we're currently doing here. Oi, hit cure kit. Yeah, you. So I don't have to deal with the. It might. I should just be able to ignore the ads and go directly for. Jeez. Yeah, that's his attack. Oh, man. I feel like I should have equipped up. I was sort of hoping to set him on fire here, as that was kind of the big plan right now. Yeah, okay, now he's on fire. For whatever reason, these guys, much like the ones in Neverland, have so very much health. They are like 65,000, I think Grigliano starts out with, and oh my god, please. Okay, well, didn't actually lose all that much in terms of health here, so... Or pips. I didn't lose all of my pips. The pips are doing okay. And... as you can see, I'll probably be able to take down Grigliano before he can do too much. Just gotta get Vacheron out of there because he's just getting absolutely slam-a-jammed by the two characters that are attacking him right now. Besides, I do also want to actually capitalize on the hits here. Yeah, Grigliano also, of course, does have the ability to just, oh, he's almost dead, actually. Well, maybe. Not quite. Grigliano also does, of course, have the ability to just shoot you with his gun. I don't know why none of the... By the way, past this point, none of the other characters do have the like weird abilities that Lagerfeld had. Remember how he had the ability to summon swords? Nobody else has magic abilities. They just have very, very powerful guns. It's like, you would expect from this setting. I mean, up until this point, the only other person that was very... well, here. Bonk. There's the energy hex.
How did you come to be who you are?
I lived each day following my heart.
What a splendid answer. Prelate Frita's ideal being made flesh. More beautiful than I had dared imagine.
Okay. Well, anyway. Yeah, Rebecca is supposed to be, a vampire, a magic vampire or something. There he is. But for whatever reason, Lagerfeld also had, teleportation abilities, and he could, summon swords and stuff like that. None of the other characters here are going to have that. They just have powerful guns. They just got guns, which makes sense. Like, that's how you do it, right? I don't know. I don't understand this game. Oh, don't worry. If you don't understand this game, I will be at least trying to explain everything that I can possibly explain during, like, the credits. Because I know that one of the things I've heard a lot from people is that I have no idea what's going on here. Hey, my dude, Goliath V. Lanza. All right. Didn't heal up by doing all this stuff. So hopefully I can get some gauge breaks here. I'm just gonna retry this and get some gauge breaks here instead.
Look at it this way. At least you'll die to...
Okay, there you go. Full scratch rate. That's all I need here. Unfortunately, I think I am still gonna get hit by its stupid thing. That took like 3 tries. It was ridiculous. Anyway. Real quick. Yeah, this should be totally and completely okay. Stupid enemy. Oh, okay. Now then. Yeah, it's like just gotta take it out in like one blow here because I don't have the high polymer plating like I did back in Neverland. Oh, I probably could have gotten that easily, but I didn't have that one prepped up for the save file, and I'm not gonna go spend like hours fighting metal slimes and killing enemies in very particular ways that will allow me to take their... You need like this crystal thing, and you gotta get a direct kill on one of the other type of giants, like similar to that one. Okay, whatever. This should be fine. Oh, yeah. I got a bunch of pips still. Not quite at maximum like I would for Neverland, but Should be pretty effective nonetheless. Obviously, the electricity is being real obnoxious. But that shouldn't be too much of a problem, I'm thinking. Provided I don't bump into that podium. I'm not kidding about that podium just being the worst. And they appear in each one of these areas that I need to activate them. Okay. Well, there's going to be a few fights going on here. So the other thing that I was thinking about, along with, you know, Rowan being kind of a decent character, there was actually one character who I thought was pretty good in the game, and I'm sure you probably know who that is. Like, Hater is, despite being the, you know, the silly joke character and everything, was, like, legitimately had a good story arc and whatnot. I mean, it's kind of ridiculous that, yeah, for the otherwise super goofy guy, that he goes through this entire thing where, you know, he starts out the game completely and totally obsessed with, like, his own happiness, using all of his money, all of his influence and everything to buy his own quartz crystal, you know, something guaranteed to give people eternal happiness past that, you know, when they find it. And then he finds himself unsatisfied. And so, you know, he strikes up a friendship with Zephyr. He starts to rebuild Pateropolis, everything like that. And then in one more very selfish, you know, self-serving sort of thing, he pays for a date with Leanne and realizes that it's like, no, that's not actually what he wants. Really, the only thing that he's ever wanted in life is to help other people, and then he dies. And then he dies is just like, which is actually in some way kind of a good gag. But still, it's like, here's some good secondary characters here. It's just, God, like I said, you know, Pervo, Edgy Man, and that anime slap. That's who we get. Okay, this, on the other hand, is a significantly easier area. Oh yeah, and then of course Pater comes back to life for me to kill him again. I don't know, like I kind of can understand why he gets brought back to life, because again, you know, Sullivan gave him his crystal with the assumption that he's gonna break it and die, because he doesn't know what it actually does. Sullivan's the guy who knows what it does. And then of course, it's like, what he uses, I guess, the revival ability that Zenith has to bring him back to life. Now, why does Pater want to kill me is a better question. Let's just say, whatever. You got a better chance probably explaining why Dorothy is was one of the bosses in Neverland. maybe that's the way to put that. That it's just like, okay, don't think about it too hard. You're already thinking about it too hard. I'm already giving this plot way too much credit as it is. Really. You know, that's going to be a thing when I end. You know, credits, when I get the credits, I'm going to give my like final thoughts, and I'm going to give like a proper plot explanation and everything. And a lot of it is going to be, now you probably don't even remember this happening because it was in between so many filler arcs, but this is indeed what I think they were going for in the plot, in this stupid plot. All right, Judge's Blade, melee characters. Like I said, it's just the Goliath was the one thing that was actually kind of difficult. And should be the only one that's actually sort of difficult in the entirety of this dungeon. Even the Cardinals themselves should actually go down relatively easy. As we saw Grigliano there. A powerful man, able to shoot down all sorts of lighting fixtures and wheels and whatever from the ceiling. Still went down pretty quick, especially once I got him on fire. Doesn't have that same sort of incredible regen ability that Sulahan had. All right, now that opened up the next door, which means that if I just go take a right over here, then that should be one step closer. Well, that should be the Anturian fight. And then... Don't worry, we'll get... I got like characters in each one of the full dress costumes. They are, of course, at like level 180, I think, by the end of that. Godhammer. Let's just take out the double guns here. And hope for some full scratch damage. And if not, it's like, this is mostly a melee character. It's gonna go down pretty quick regardless. And come on, 46. There we go. Does have enough gaps in the armor that it doesn't completely cover him, so come on. This ain't Neverland. Shouldn't be regenning up that hard. All right. Okay. I didn't actually take too much of a look at this place. A lot of light coming down. A lot of god rays. I know. Big surprise. All right. And then there's like the cardinal symbol, the sacred sign and all that.
It's been a while, hasn't it?
Step aside. We're here to see Cardinal Rowan.
I'm so sorry, but I really must refuse. Your only way past is through me.
We have no quarrel with you.
Really? Is that because cash is all that guides your gun?
Ouch. Okay, fine. This one's on the house! Been a long time.
I never thought we'd end up facing each other like this.
Give us Rowan. An old man's place is watching from the sidelines.
The young can be so ignorant. Do you know how much blood we spilt to get where we are today?
Shame it was all for nothing. You are a relic from a time that's ending.
We liked you, Basilica, Victor, Teresa, all of us. You never let anyone tie a leash round your neck. That's why it falls to me to tie the noose. In the end, I alone am fit to absolve you of your sins. And so I alone must pass judgment upon you.
So much hot air. I may have to let a little of it out.
Yes, as it should be. Do your worst.
There'll be nothing left.
Do your worst, as I've already done half of his health right now in damage. Now, of course, the characters here that are currently, you know, freezing me, kind of a problem. A little bit of a problem. Not that much of a problem, though. He's still on fire. From downtown, etc.
I've always felt that what happened was a result of all your
Change your mind.
I have.
Did you say that while he was frozen? Well, anyway, yeah, I should probably be fine. So what exactly does Anturian do? I'm sure you're probably asking right now. Yeah, yeah, baby. Oh, it didn't actually go down. Well, no, that should be fine.
About the future.
So what does that Anturian actually do? Well, he can, like, jump and do a gigantic, like, and shoot down on a bunch of bullets on you. What is that called? It's called a specific thing in Devil May Cry that I can't remember the name of. But I guess we're not going to see that. Bonk.
Strong. Impossibly strong.
You have your friend Victor to thank for that.
I speak of your will to live.
You can thank Victor for that, too.
No. I think that was in you all along.
Okay. Well, there's that. Can we take his cool gun? He can also just, you know, sit down and shoot a big shot at you. But at this point in time, there is one more thing I want to do before switching over to the other save file, and that is... Give me that escape hex. And I'll meet you when I get to it. Well, one thing is that over at the shop here, one of the things you can find is a bunch of dolls out in the world. And by getting them all, they get put here. That has nothing to do with anything, I just wanted to show it off. So, back at the quest board, there are a couple more for this chapter. Rebel Termination Order is the one that I've been looking for. Overall, just doing well, all of the quests here, there's rebels that will show up and you just gotta go kill them and whatever. But this one in chapter 16 is a little bit different. The rebel leader is here, and that is another optional super boss. And I kind of want to show that one off before finishing up the game. So, right outside Rainy Bridge, level 4. Right, you can see that there's now three, red hexes that have shown up. And I think the third one specifically. Oh no. The optional super boss, known as
Good to know.
Hey, save it, why don't you?
Elderly Man. Yes. Level 93. Elderly Man. One of the most powerful characters in the entire game. Observe as he hits me and one-shots my character with the tennis racket he's holding right now. So, I want y'all, whenever you see a listicle or something on the internet about like the hardest RPG bosses ever, put into video games, please make absolutely sure that you mention Elderly Man from Resonance of Fate. In fact, there's an achievement for beating him. Here it is on screen right now. And here's the achievement for beating Ozma, widely considered for a very long time to be one of the most difficult optional super bosses in the entirety of Final Fantasy. Yes, I know that is really cherry-picking facts, but if you haven't realized, this game is a shitpost. Okay, well, here's the thing. In reality, I can probably just mostly take him down in one hit. I think he's actually vulnerable. The Elderly Man is vulnerable to, like, full gauge charge. Or the full scratch rate. And he doesn't have that much health, really, but it's like, just make sure. This is my request to you. Make sure if you see any one of those listicles, you mention that it's just like, yeah, you got to be like level 100 to even fight Elderly Man. And you also have to, he'll still one-shot you nonetheless. With his nearly invincible with his tennis racket. Okay, it's really not that interesting of a fight. He just hits you with the tennis racket. Okay, let's get back to the actual game. And we're back with the full crew. Yes, I got one in each one of the outfits. Because I'll be honest, the panda one was kind of freaking me out on Leanne. If you didn't notice, she has blood around her mouth when she's wearing that outfit, and I don't know what that means, and I don't want to think about it. But yeah, I can't believe that there was a payoff to Leanne wearing that stupid pig shirt the entire time in the form of the pig outfit. That is... oh my god. And yes, these are going to appear in the cutscenes. And yes, I am not going to get rid of them because I want them to appear in the cutscenes. That pig... That pig thing is of course the icon for the game. The icon on your desktop. It is that pig. The pig I'm currently playing as right now, more or less. Yeah, this is like not even going to be a challenge right now. No surprise, but I'm okay with that. It's like, I went through Neverland, I deserve it. That is the least the game can do for me. Okay, let's just,
Come on, don't jam on me now.
Gonna over here do this. I really don't need to kill all these characters either. I just need to make sure that I go and hit the other, what do you call it? The switches on the side of the thing. Kind of the same thing that I was doing before. So, really, I'm just gonna go walk over here instead. Yeah, 174, 162 for Zephyr, and 174 for Leanne. It's just, I think I'm doing okay, given that I have 100 more levels than I did in the previous save file I was using. It's probably fine. A vertical launcher, you say? Oh, no. Oh, it does actually have some good armor on. Well, whatever. Oh, freezing, though, is going to be kind of annoying. If I do get frozen, then I probably won't, because I'm just running into the next area right now. Wow, 2 god hammers! Oh, no, what am I going to do? I can just shoot. And at 86 times power, well, it was able to take out every piece of armor, but not the main character. And then it's just look at the amount of damage it's doing. Oh yeah, that's the power of going through the optional super dungeon and fighting things like the elderly man. Really, if you see a listicle, elderly man, Cardinal Pater, Dorothy, mention all of them. The ultimate super bosses had to be like over level 100 to even approach being able to beat the elderly man. You wouldn't even believe how tough he is. Stupid game. This game is so dumb. This game is so dumb. Anyway. I'll finish that up. Well, we're almost done. We're so close to being done. Oh, still gonna have to beat both of these. Because I don't believe I can leave the room even if I activate the switch. Not that that's really gonna matter. I mean, obviously. Really, still not enough. I swear I'm getting kind of unlucky with the whole with the scratch damage here. Okay, well, whatever. Should work now, though. And yeah, before I bonk into the side of the wall, which might happen. Wow, he's just not doing it. Okay. Okay. I also have the high pods equipped on now, the thing that I got back in Neverland, that piece of accessory that I couldn't figure out what it did. And I still don't know what it does, but I got it equipped now. Being very pumped. That's what it was described as, and I don't know what that means. Alright, well, obviously wouldn't have been that much of a threat even without the full-on Neverland equipment and everything, but, you know. That'll do there. Then one more on the other side and we're done. Oh, I'm just glad that I don't have to do it. That was what, in total, I think, 14... Oh, God, yeah, it was like 14 forced fights and 2 bosses, if you don't count, like, Dorothy or Jupiter weapon, and I don't. Like, come on.
Justice is on our side.
Justice! Anyway.
Let me show you.
All right. Just one more sign, then right up to... And I don't know. I assume that I'm going to be killing Zenith after this, too, but I'm actually really not sure. I'm kind of questioning that now.
That wasn't so hard, was it?
Like, because... Wow, I actually got a level there? Huh.
Your judgment is here, heretic.
Like, I don't... One of the things I didn't mention in the story is that literally, like, human cell... Okay, so I do need to actually fight these. Human cell division is being controlled by Zenith and everything like that. I don't know if you can destroy Zenith without killing everybody, but then again, maybe maybe the writers didn't think about it that hard when they made the claim that it's like humans literally rely on Zenith to regulate their body functions. Oh man. Well, we'll see. I don't know what the ending's going to be. I don't know what the ending's going to be. I know I'm going to be disappointed. That's pretty much the entire thing, right? I mean, how else is it going to go? Oh, how what's the cardinal killed amount by the end of this, by the way? Well, we killed Pater, obviously. Killed Sullivan. Twice, sort of. Well, I mean, I guess we didn't kill him. Killed Lagerfeld. And then we're killing 3 more here, which means that we only have Jean-Paul and Barbarella, and Teresa remaining. So I guess Barbarella is gonna have to be the head of the religion now. Yep, I don't see any other possibility. Oh, come on. Whatever. That's so pathetically low in terms of damage here. Right. Maybe I can even just take him out. So do it like, really not that much. Nope, not even close. All right, well, not really a problem or anything, because this will do it. God, 2 God Hammers. It's just, yeah, not really. It doesn't even really compare to the stupid Goliath, because that thing just does so much damage. And even the Goliath would not be doing that much damage to me right now, so, you know. Take that how you will. Well, which is a good test for this right now. Let me just put my money where my mouth is. See if that's even almost, but not quite. And I did just bonk directly into him. Still quite a bit of damage, but not enough. I was like, oh, no, no, no. Oh, and also he blew off all of the body parts, too, on top of that. Oh, come on. Really not making this easy. Well, whatever. It's... Oh, what is the... Oh, missed me. Yeah, those things are really inaccurate. It's weird. Anyway. No, look. It was annoying previously. It's just sort of... Now, this is a pretty minor annoyance, all things considered now. In fact, you know what? Let's go for a direct kill. Oh, no, never mind. Not even going to do a direct kill, considering that it's like... I did just take out all of his health on top of that, too. Yeah, if you destroy the face of these giants... See if there's like a... Nah, whatever. And done. Now then... Don't jump into the podium. That stupid podium. And it has a lot of armor, so it's not going to go down immediately, but whatever. It's not like that really matters too much. God, I love having these stupid costumes. I love stupid costumes. Unfortunately. Well, no, that did take off every piece of armor. I have the scatter shot thing on the scatter shot barrel, which means that I'm pretty inaccurate when hitting stuff, but that's good for, I guess, taking off armor. Pretty effectively doing that, after all. There we go. Okay, yeah. Just cancel out the run, then. We can just do this. Because all I need to do is just get one hit on the main body. I don't need to have it mostly concentrated on the main body. It works out just fine. Alright, final boss of the game. I know it's Rowan. I don't know if it's Rowan that turns into a giant monster or something, because God knows, this is Residents of Fate. Sense has no place here. Logic dictates nothing. I just do whatever.
You'll be dead by the time you know what hit you.
Okay, I actually did take down the Godheimer that time. Got enough hits on the body. Again, not that it matters. It's just like I'm just gonna steamroll my way right through the rest of the game. This is my reward for beating Neverland, of course. All right. Yeah, whatever. They do barely any damage, but they apparently still do stun me slightly when doing that. This stupid... I don't understand why the pig. There's no explanation given as that either. And then nothing. Sure. Final boss time. Let's go.
Another step closer to a miracle. It's been a long journey. How long I've waited for this moment.
There's something I wanted to ask you.
I'm listening.
I believe everyone has a path they're meant to walk. Do you regret yours?
I have no regrets. I chose the path I walked. Wherever it leads, I will accept the fate that awaits.
I'm glad.
What a curious girl. Why don't you hate me? Do you think you're some kind of saint? You may not want to kill me, but that won't stop me from killing you!
No, but maybe this will. Shooting someone in the back. Not very sporting of you.
You really want to see a miracle?
Are you going to show me?
I don't think you'll live long enough to see it!
Have you come to show me miracles or reality?
I'm not here to show you anything. I'm here to take everything away.
I don't understand. Why are you holding a gun to us?
Foolish child. Do you need a reason to kill?
You're nothing but a bad joke. What's getting killed in a rage-fueled frenzy gonna accomplish?
Prattle on all you like. Only a hard-fought death holds the meaning I crave.
Okay, yeah, sure. It is actually pretty tough. Like, here, let me just kind of like... Look at how fast he moves. And then, here, I'll just, like, see a couple of his moves before I absolutely obliterate him. Same sort of thing where he shoots the ceiling again, which is absolutely absurd. Like I said, it's like you can't even, you know, get on the anti-damage stuff or whatever. Sort of a wide hit shot. He is, of course, flanked by a bunch of dudes, too. Charges up super fast.
This is no schoolyard brawl. I want to see blood, child.
I have a name. You'll be shouting it all the way down to hell.
Okay, yeah, well, let's send him to hell. Let's do it! Hey, we got the, probably want to go with, like, he has the Force shield on, much like Pater, much like, Becky and other person, so throw this on first. And then, yep. With the fire damage times 2, obviously pretty effective. The poison here would be an issue. Oh, and he is also stunned here as well.
Don't worry about me.
Just like, you know, he's got 2 big guns. He doesn't have the ability to summon swords or anything like that, which is still why that's so weird to me. Alright, and I assume that he has some sort of second phase. No idea what, but we'll see. Alright, what are we looking at? Yeah. Poison and all that, but that's not really... This is a tough fight. This would be a tough fight, of course, if I wasn't, you know, just so absurdly overpowered at this point in time. Gameplay-wise, absolutely an unstoppable killing machine. I'm just saying, in story, there's no reason that these 3 should be this powerful. Oh yeah, I forgot to equip up the HP round instead of the MC ones. That's kind of the... That's probably why I didn't, you know, take him out in a single volley here. Now I should. Yeah. He does also regen up pretty fast, but not as fast as you would expect. So. Pretty good. I guess I didn't, like, light him on fire, though, like I was sort of hoping. Whatever. I just keep getting all of the gross, smelly gas blown at me. That's fine. In between that, it's just, it doesn't matter. I'm so powerful. I'm so incredibly powerful. Here, how about this then? And what do we got? Still not enough, and he's still not set on fire either. Maybe he is actually immune to fire. I really couldn't tell you. But anyway, he's not going to last more than this one last thing. Look at his dumb run animation. And one more for good measure. Still not on fire. Okay, maybe he can't be set on fire, but whatever. It does 2 times damage, and I got like the extra charge and everything. There is certainly plenty of advantages regardless. Now what happens?
Please, won't you let the curtain fall?
I don't want to see it end.
After all he's done?
are you doing this? We'll let you take it from here.
Where do you think they come from?
That's it. Don't forget to consider the possibilities.
Don't look away.
But look away. Which way?
That way. Outside our little world.
That's the end? The hell is that? Okay, well. First off, Becky was dead. I killed her in Neverland, so that's not like, that shouldn't even be a thing. Oh my god, really? That's the end? I'm assuming that this entire ending here is supposed to be, you know, what's his face? Rowan there controlling Zenith. Which means that, you know, basically people are no longer under the control. Their lifetimes are no longer... Oh, or maybe it's just a sacred sign over and over. And as it turns out, the Zenith didn't want anybody to die and kind of prevented everybody from dying and whatever. Or it could be, like I said, the Rowan just bringing these people back to life because Zenith has control just completely over cells in the human body. Why not? That it's like it doesn't need that. It's like nobody needs to die. Nobody is going to die. And I'm guessing probably that Becky out there dropping Leanne's crystal, that was that whole, you know, kill switch that Sullivan was supposed to have created. Probably did not kill Leanne then. So let's do like a... Yeah, I was talking about this during the credits. Yeah, ridiculous. But like, let's do like a, I don't know, you kind of recap of everything that happened. So, all right, this is far in the future. Basil is like, in a poisoned atmosphere of Earth. Basil is the last like remnants of humanity all live there. While it's trying to purify the atmosphere of the planet, of which we've seen it's done a pretty good job, but with all like the trees and everything around where Becky was. It's like every human that seemingly remains is living in here. And then it's like it's supposed to run for at least, what did they say, like 60,000 years or something without maintenance. But because everybody's been sort of mining it for garbage or whatever, and just in general, like messing up stuff, you saw what like Albona, the destroyed city, looked like. It is sort of degrading over time and becoming a lot less reliable in how it's working. From there, okay, well, I guess I just gave up the ring. Whatever. Oh, you can't have all that power or something. Aside from that, they also, for whatever reason, the supercomputer, main.c, well, Zenith, there's Sullivan. Well, we know he didn't die. That happened in Neverland. Yeah, main.c judges humanity's lifespans based on quartz vein buried underneath the entirety of Basil. Yeah. I guess it's because those quartz last roughly a human lifetime, around 100 years or something. Rebecca should be dead. I killed her.
What you see.
Sullivan.
They really expected to have a sequel. You know it. They didn't get it, so that's a lot of things that are not going to be explained. Well, anyway, Sullivan, who is the... Oh, let's just do like a rundown. I mean, that's like your basic premise. Let's just do a rundown then. The characters... doing a rundown of the characters to kind of explain what's sort of going on. So you had like Sullivan there. Sullivan and Rowan are the main two antagonists of the game. Sullivan is like a mainstay in any one of the Final Fantasy games. He's the Kuja, he's the Kefka, he's the Arden from Final Fantasy 15, he's Sid from Final Fantasy 12, the mad scientist that does all the research into how the god works and everything, and it might not be the final boss of the game, sometimes is, but is the guy that more or less sets the entire plot into motion. Because what they did was he told Rowan about this, and he's like, hey, we can control God, but we got to figure out how these stupid crystal things work. So he puts Leanne in, like Leanne and 20 other people, he busts up their crystals as part of research. Like a bunch of other people have died over the years spontaneously. Lagerfeld is Charles Martinet. Huh. How about that? Mario. Huh. Well, anyway. What was I saying here? Right. They did a bunch of like very, very immoral, unforgivable experiments, breaking up crystals like the one that Leanne was, doing her whole experimentation thing. There were like different cities around that had all of their inhabitants suddenly die. Maybe that was when they first discovered the quartz vein. Maybe that was part of the many experiments they did to try and figure out how everything actually worked. All stuff like that. But the point is that they eventually did realize, okay, these crystals, they're kind of the key to everything. If we can prevent these crystals from being destroyed, then basically we're all immortal, thanks to Zenith. I didn't actually fight Zenith in the game, can you believe that? It was a one-phase final boss fight. How often does that happen? And more or less they came up with an idea on how to control God. That's pretty much the entire thing. And that's sort of what we saw for the entirety of the game. Even though ultimately we never really saw him control God. Maybe that was why everybody was prevented from dying at the end there. And then he gave up the ring as he Dragon Ball wished everyone back to life. Whatever. Honestly, for such a huge part of the game, it didn't really even make that much of a difference, did it? And then Rowan, like I said, beholden to the prelate Frida, trying to control God to let everybody live the life that they want to and everything. But eventually he just kind of kills, tries to kill everybody in a rage. It's really the entirety of his character. There's not really too much else to it. And then we mostly just try and kill him as part of revenge. That's it. Oh, main characters, Vacheron, formerly a soldier, when his entire platoon was taken out by Becky, he was saved by Zenith doing the whole sacred sign thing there, and then decided to go become a mercenary, taking in different kids over the years, as we've seen. Not much of a story for him. Rebecca's kind of important, though. Apparently, although most of humanity lives inside of Zenith, there's a branch of humanity that are like vampires, magic vampires that just live in the outside world. And Becky ran into Zenith to try and kill everybody. Although I would think that she was probably being controlled by something else, considering when Zenith sort of did the sacred sign thing on her, she went back and she, took on more of a childlike personality, which is probably her normal one. Let's just say it's almost definitely something that would have been explained by a sequel, where they would have brought in more of the vampires from outside, but they never made a sequel, so that didn't happen. Oh yeah, and then after she got sacred signed, you had Sullivan take her in because he was really fascinated by humans that exist outside of Basel. Yeah, and if you're wondering, no, she wasn't drinking wine. That was blood. That's why Sullivan had the wound on his wrist from having her bite him all the time, and why, she was trying to bite him in the first place. So, yeah, there's not really too much explanation for Becky. I mean, she's just kind of there. Sullivan obviously did a bunch of his research, got killed for it, but then was brought back in Neverland and, eventually left Basel as part of that whole thing. Oh, we got a post-credit sequence?
Hey! Leanne! Leanne!
All I really need is within my grasp.
Achievement complete. Game complete. Achievement. 7% of people have actually finished this game. Can you believe it? So that last scene shows that it's just like, okay, everybody's leaving Basel now, probably because they're no longer under the control of Zenith. Or the fact that her eyes were glowing there means that she found her quartz, even though I thought that was destroyed by Rebecca there at the end. Whatever. Well, anyway, it's like that was clearly a setup for a sequel that never happened. I think it goes without saying once again. You guys not going to get a sequel? Not this game. Oh my god. Well, anyway, I might as well finish up the final bit of talking here. I was doing okay, so yeah, Vacheron, not much of a character. Becky, vampire from outside of Basel. Again, they probably would have just ended up doing, yeah. They probably would have ended up like expanding on that a little bit more, but obviously that didn't happen. What else we got? Zephyr, named after a wind, because much like Cloud, much like Squall, everything like that, this game desperately wants to be Final Fantasy. He murdered 20 children in a rage, and then and then was almost killed, but instead Leanne murdered the cardinal that was going to kill him. That's his entire storyline. It doesn't really have too much to do with the entire like wacky quartz thing. Leanne, part of the experimentation they did to try and figure out how exactly the whole the quartz thing actually worked in the first place. Needless to say, it's like that was resolved when we ended up killing Rowan and Sullivan. Yeah. I mean, that's pretty much that. And it's just like, yeah, I guess the game ultimately ends with, and then we all get ejected from the giant machine and get to go roam around in the world. Like the entire thing with the quartz vein is now irrelevant, as I guess what happened was that it was really less about controlling God and more about breaking free of the cycle. Didn't get to resurrect the prelate, though. So, that's something. But, yeah, that's Resonance of Fate. It's not a good game, really. I enjoyed my time with it, and sure it was wacky. But it's not, like, great or anything. Like, 9/10 of the chapters were all filler garbage or slice of life with characters I don't like. I don't like slice of life occasionally. I'm talk about stuff like Crosscode, but the super pervert, super edgy guy in Leanne. It's like, wasn't that good. And, you know, hopefully that if you got any other questions on what the plot is, I can't help but pay attention to this regardless. But yeah, it's pretty much ultimately Rowan Sullivan bad, and the main characters, well, I wouldn't call them good. Until the last 2 chapters. Ridiculous.